My people stuck in their ways, denying the power and busy refusing to change. They charge it all to the game, but we got the keys that we need to open them gates. They taking drugs for the pain, the pills and the lean and the weed, they been hitting the same. They say it pours when it rains, the fire from heaven is drowning the city in flames. Cause we never sleep, and this war that we fighting is not for the weak. And we got the power to burn on the tower. If we talking about scriptures, we armed to the teeth. Cause we never sleep, and this war that we fighting is not for the weak. And we got the power to burn on the tower. If we talking about scriptures, we armed to the teeth. Okay,
you know the prophets, we don't play. I see a king when I look in the mirror, and y'all niggas yoga like yo play. We playing chess when we blitz in these churches, then we look at them like yo play. My people sleep on the God, but he wake them up with the prophets like obey. Hey, y'all better wake up, they steady lying on Jacob. Me and my sin had to break up, she blow me up like
Them, when they ways to the Pharisees.
So no, the scribes and the Pharisees, were they for Christ or were they against Christ? The scribes and Pharisees in the Bible. You know about the scribes and Pharisees? You don't read about the scribes and Pharisees? The people that was coming up against Christ, coming up against the doctrine, they wanted to kill Christ. As you see, Christian churches don't know what people at the service. The scribes and the Pharisees was coming up against Christ. They didn't like Christ because Christ was bringing them away from the doctrine that the scribes and Pharisees were teaching. So watch it.
But some of them, when they ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Jesus had done.
So they went to the Pharisees and tell the Pharisees, listen, this is what Christ doing. Christ is healing the sick, he's raising the dead, he's telling people to change. Read.
Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said.
So the scribes and the Pharisees came up with a council and they decided to go to who? Read.
What do we? For this man doeth many miracles.
Read.
If we let him thus alone.
If we leave Christ alone, that's what the scribes and Pharisees say. If we leave Christ alone, read.
All men will believe on him. And the Romans.
So here, they say all men will believe on him. Should we believe on Christ? But the scribes and Pharisees say we don't want the people to believe on Christ. So if we leave him alone, read.
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
So who are the scribes and Pharisees working with? They was working with the Romans. Who are the Romans? The same people who set up the Roman Catholic Church.
That's right.
So here's the scribes and Pharisees saying, listen, if we start following Christ, then the Roman Catholic Church is going to take away the people from following Christ.
That's right.
So is the Roman Catholic Church for or against Christ? They are against Christ. So why is it that we start following Roman Catholic as a religion? Because of the oppressor. The same people as he was showing you here. Imagine the same people. Could he, look at this man here, he's a Catholic. Could he, who is killing a baby, tell you about Christ? Would he tell you anything good about Christ? No. So why are we following their doctrine? Why are we following their religion? Because we are deceived. Because we are destroyed mentally. We start following those things. Can you notice in our society, what you will find in every city in the Caribbean, what you will find? You always find a church and you always find a school tied to a church. Why? Why do you think that? Why would they put a school and a church in the same village? Why do you think they're doing that? I need you young men to be thinking. Why? Why do you think they would do that? The rest come, they conquered you. They put a church and a school in the village where they just conquered you. Why do you think they put it there? You ever heard about the art of war? You ever heard about that? Well, you, give me an example. What do you think that means? Come on, I need you to think. Let me hear. Aye. Right. So now, you indoctrinate the people, so you give them a school, so you could keep them in the same mindset. And you give them a church, so they will never break away from what they teach you.
That's right.
So after they destroy you, they put the school and the church just so you will never break away. So now, when you look at the generations that are coming up now, that went to school, not saying that school is bad, but they went to school, they went to the church. They don't really follow what the Bible says. What do you think they follow? They follow what the pastor and the priest say. They don't follow what the Bible says, they follow what the teacher say. So the teacher tell you, okay, you were just a slave in Africa, jumping off trees, you were a monkey. But when you read the history of our people, we were kings and priests and architects. I was telling a man that last night. You think you would take an ordinary man and bring them to the Caribbean and just have them work a farm? What you need someone who is very versed in how to grow plants. We came here, we build those cities. You think you'll take an ordinary man off the street to build a building? What you need? You need somebody who know what they're doing, so they didn't just take niggers off the street in Africa. They took people who knew what they were doing. Architects, masons, carpenters, engineers, they took. But because we were taught by the oppressor, we thought we were nothing.
Right.
That's the same thing you see today. The people that we see on the street today, these are kings and priests that walk in the street.
That's right.
But they don't know who they are. Right. So we have to bring them back. So if I ask you now, who are you according to the Bible? What will you say? Who are you according to the Bible? I'm asking you now. Who are you according to the Bible? What's your name? Huh? Aya. Relani. And what's your name? Marquise? Marquise, that's a French name. So I'm asking you now, who are you according to the Bible? How does God call you? What does God call you? Huh? You are a son of God. That's who you are. The same people that you read about in the Bible, the Daniel, the Solomon, all the great men you read about in the Bible, you are their descendants. Truth? Their blood, the blood of the ancestors that you read about in the Bible, that's the same blood that comes through your veins.
You don't?
You don't know that? Oh, damn. Let me show you something. Get Acts chapter 7. Read from verse 2. Acts 7, read from 2. Let me show you something.
The book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse 2. And he said, men, brethren, fathers,
Read that
hearken.
properly.
And he said, men, brethren, and fathers, hearken. The God of glory appeareth unto our father Abraham.
God only dealt with our forefathers. All the other nations on the face of the earth, the white man, the Chinese man, the Arab man, do you know none of them have a God? Every time a white man or an East Indian man pick up this Bible, guess who they're trying to be? Who do you think they're trying to be? Huh? They're trying to be Jesus? They're trying to be you. Every time they pick up this Bible, that's who they're trying to be. They're trying to be you. But we as a people don't want to be the people of the book. But the other nations want to be you. Read it.
And he said, men, brethren, fathers, hearken. The God of glory appeared unto our father Abraham when he was in Mesopotamia before he dwelt in Charan.
So read down to verse 5. Read verse 5.
Verse 5. And he gave him none inheritance.
So when God told Abraham, go to the land of Jerusalem, God didn't give Abraham no inheritance, but what?
No. Sorry. And he gave him none inheritance in it. No, not so much as to set his foot on, yet he promised that he would give it to him for a possession, and to his seed after him.
So this is the people God is making a promise to you. God is saying to you that that land in Jerusalem belongs to you. That's your land. But if you always believe in that Grenada is your land, Trinidad is your land, Jamaica is your land, guess what you will think? You're not going to think about Jerusalem. You not think, because if I ask you where you come from, you thinking Africa. Africa, that's how people think. Africa, we from Africa. But who told us we from Africa? Who told us we from Africa? Come on, speak. Who told our people they're from Africa? What race of people did that? You're scared to say it? Are you scared? Who told us we from Africa? The white people. The white people. It is in their best interest to lie to you. Because they don't want you to know that you are the greatest people that walk the face of the earth. This old man here, he was saying that Christ didn't have no color. He said Christ is a man. Think about it. You do science in school? If you're a man, guess what you must have? What you must have? You must have color. Right. If Christ was a man that walked the earth, then he must have a color. Correct? Right. What color was Christ? Black.
Right.
So if Christ is black, guess what color is Christ's people? It's also black.
That's right.
That's what they don't want you to connect to. That's what the church doesn't want our people to connect to. Here's a stupid question. The church say that nobody ever see Christ. That's what the church say. People don't say that, but nobody ever see Christ. We ask people, but nobody never see Christ. What color is Christ? Nobody ever see Christ. So where they get this from?
Damn.
Where they get this from? If nobody else see him, why did you paint him this color? Huh? Why did they paint him this color if nobody never see him? We have to think about all of these things. These are lies. These are lies they taught our people.
That's right.
So no. Now as Israel, as you know that you are Israelite now, what does God require of you? What God want from two of all? What does God want from you? You're a quiet fella. I don't like to see that quietness about you. I need you to stand up. Take out the hat on your head. When the Bible coming out, you ain't supposed to have a hat on your head. That's disrespectful to Christ. Take out the hat on your head. Right. So now, my question to you, what does God need from you men? Now you are young men. What God need from you? You know? You know? We'll show you. Watch out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee?
So what does God require? What is God asking from you young men? Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
We must have a fear of God. You know what that means? When you know something is wrong, you wouldn't do it because you know God could judge you for it. You know God judge people for what? For doing sins, right? So read that again.
And now, Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Read.
To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes which I command thee this day for thy good.
So the Bible, God is requiring us to keep his commandments. That's the covenant God made with you. God made that covenant with our forefathers. God is saying for us as a people, we must keep his commandments.
That's
we must. That's our only hope. You know what the world is gearing up for? You know? You know what's to come? On the world stage, we had the First World War. We have the Second World War. Guess what's going to happen next? World War III. You think World War III is just the end, the world is they're just going to war and everything going to go back to normal? Hell no. Hell no, it's not going to go back to normal. After World War III, that's it. That's when our kingdom have to come in. And I want to see you young men in our kingdom.
That's
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.